I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money. All right, let's continue. Okay, one thing I want to say, because the big concern that everyone has is this processor. And we're going to talk about it in a second. But there's one thing I want to say up front. All right? My trolls right now are basically activating a new campaign. Yes, I know that sounds disturbing, because it is. They want people to actually believe that I have bought all of this equipment recently. That I bought this webcam. That I bought this Victrix joystick. That I bought this PC that's arriving. Why do they want you to think that? Because they want you to think that I'm rich and that I basically have been hoarding money for ages, all right? And that you don't need to support my content. Like, literally, that's what they're saying now. They're posting it all over. See, he has all this money all along. You don't need to support Darkside Phil. Don't support Darkside Phil, okay? I'm sad that I have to bring it up, but I hope that you would understand this is bullshit. My streams run as normal. Every stream, I look to raise 50 bucks in tips. If I get anything additional, like super chats, memberships, that's great. And this is how I operate my business. Okay? No, I'm not rolling in dough magically and can afford all this stuff. It's literally all being donated to me. And I'm so appreciative of this. It's going to help the setup so much. Street Fighter 6, I'm going to be playing the absolute best version. All games coming forward, I'm going to be playing amazing graphical versions of these games with no input delay, right? It's going to be awesome. And I'm very excited for this, and I'm very grateful. But I hope this doesn't backfire, and now people are like, oh, see, now Phil has all this stuff, so screw him. He doesn't need any support. It's the opposite. This is my job. You know, this is literally all equipment showing up for my job for me to make better content for you. So I hope you will continue to please support. I don't want to bring this up constantly all day. I don't. But I feel like I have to, because literally you have a bunch of assholes coming out and saying this. It's like, it's completely untrue. They just want to hurt me again. They're angry that I am having a streak of good fortune, right? So now, because they're angry about that, now they want to turn it into a negative for me. So let's get Phil's viewers to think that he's rich and rolling in dough so that they won't support his streams anymore, okay? So, yeah, do you want to know the truth? I'm nervous about that shit, because there's some people who just believe anything, and that's sad. You know, we have regular viewers who come by, and all of a sudden I find out, oh, they talked to a detractor, now they hate me. I didn't even do anything. I'm just making the same content. I haven't changed. I'm the same dude, and now they hate me all of a sudden. I get nervous about this shit because, you know, I love you guys. I want to hang out with you. I want to keep making content. I don't want to get a new PC, and now for 2 weeks, I have 2 of the slowest weeks I've ever had on stream because people think I'm rich. I'm not. You know, please understand, this is definitely a gift from someone, a very generous gift, and I'm appreciative of it, but I hope that it doesn't backfire. You know what I mean? Like, yes, today, this is a cause for celebration. This is something that's going to massively improve my setup, and it's going to make my content much better moving forward. It's something we have talked about for the longest time, is having a gaming PC, and now it's finally coming to fruition. All that anticipation and hype is finally happening, right? I don't want this to now turn into, oh, now Phil can't pay his bills because of it, you know? As I've said, we easily could have done a fundraiser to do something like this ages ago, and I didn't do that. What is the reason of that? I told you, because I know that my fans are already very generous. My fans already support my stream so much that if I did a fundraiser to get a PC, they absolutely would support it. But then they'd be like, well, sorry, now I can't help you for the next month because I gave you everything I got so you could get your PC. So that's why I never did a fundraiser to do something like this. Someone now going out of their way and doing it out of the kindness of their own heart is very much appreciated. But now I'm nervous. And so I hope this doesn't come to fruition. I hope that people will still come by and hang out and support the streams, because yeah, it does make me very nervous. But with all the nasty shit that's said about me literally every single day, it makes me nervous and upset that morons might do toxic stuff towards me. Okay? Okay. Now let's move on. The big elephant in the room is the processor in this new PC, because ladies and gentlemen, hopefully up to master, tomorrow night, Tuesday night, there's no late stream. Tomorrow night, I'm going to appear on the Kino Casino show over on Kick. And I hope there's no technical difficulties or whatever, because I've never done this way before. It's going to be weird, but we'll see. We'll try. Hopefully it works. And hopefully it's a good time. We'll see. All right? And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it again. A lot of people now have contacted me to say, aren't you aware that the guys at Kino Casino have essentially massively insulted you and your wife and other stuff? First of all, yes, I'm well aware of that. Okay? I'm well aware of it. Just like anyone else who's considered a lol cow, I've been the target of the ire of internet commentators like them. Okay? Now, they have actually come out and apologized publicly. You didn't know? They already did. They came out and they said, we're sorry because, we didn't know Phil. We do this to everyone. And now that we've actually talked with Phil, we like him. We want him on the show. And, we're hoping that it clicks and it goes well. And if it goes well, we'll see what the future holds. But you never know. Maybe I'll be on the show and it won't work. And everyone's like, yeah, well, at least we gave it a try. Or maybe we'll go on the show. It'll be the best thing ever. And we'll want to collaborate further in the future. Right? So let's give it a chance and play it by ear. But they already apologized. They came out and said, yeah, we didn't mean it. In fact, like, for example, I forget, does he go by Triple P? I know that Andy goes by Andy. But I don't know, I don't know if he goes by Triple P or whatever. So if someone please tell me what he goes by on the show, because I'm not sure. But basically he was like, yeah, to be honest, we don't even know Phil. Like, the meme that he referenced about my wife was literally a detractor meme. He didn't even know what it meant because he's like, I never seen his wife. I never saw anything about his wife. So it's Triple P. That's what he's called, Triple P. Because I don't want to call him PPP. I call him Triple P. Okay. But no, like, listen, I get it. They follow the memes just like everyone else. Here's the funny part about saying this. Okay? If I literally refuse to talk to or be civil with anyone who has insulted me on the internet who I don't know, I literally would have zero interactions with anyone on the internet. I don't think there's a single person who has not taken a stab at me at this point, who's a public figure on the internet. I think they all have at some point because I'm such a well-known meme on the internet that every person has insulted me in some way. So I'd be pretty close-minded to say, well, guys, I refuse to work with anyone at all. In this case, they've extended the olive branch, okay? They have. And they have publicly apologized for the stuff that they said. And they've admitted, they said this is not going to be some stupid trap show where they're trying to get me on there, and then all of a sudden it becomes an interview with gotcha questions and special guests popping in to cause drama. Nothing. It's like nothing like that at all. It's their normal show. I'm just going to be on it for a couple of hours to be a part of the show, and we'll see how it goes. Okay? So that's tomorrow night at the same time that I normally would have done my late stream, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to get set up. I'm going to go over there, try to join them, and go from there. Okay? And we'll see how it goes. Okay? Wednesday, obviously, I'm going to talk all about that appearance on my podcast. And then Wednesday's daytime stream, I want to leave open for us to experiment with stuff on the PC. I think that would be pretty neat. That Wednesday is just a completely open day where we just go on Steam and we mess around with games. And we download a few games, test them on the PC, see how they run. Maybe get a flavor for a few games I've never played before. Maybe play some games I own and see how awesome they look on a top-of-the-line gaming PC, right? Just kind of a mess-around PC day with the new PC on Wednesday I could handle today. So, let's get to shout-outs, shall we? We start with Pausen, who is a member for 30 months and says, PC Hype. Thank you, Pausen, for 30 months of support. Then we have Swagonito, who is a member for 37 months and says, PC Hype. Thank you very much, Swagonito. Yes, PC Hype indeed. The Roman Victor is a member for 8 months, and he says, he doesn't say that. He says, better podcast than Joe Rogan. Well, there you go. Maybe, perhaps, me collaborating with the Kino Casino guys will be a better podcast than anything Joe Rogan has ever put out. At the very least, hopefully it's better than the worst podcast he's ever put out. You ever think of it that way? Even if you suck, as long as you're better than the worst that someone's put out, you're still better. Way to think about things, right? Okay. So thank you for that. On the tip side of things, we have no super chats today yet. On the tip side of things, we start off today with a $5 tip. All right. There's a message here, but thank you, Enemy Warlock, for a $5 tip. I appreciate that. Sometimes people send me big messages and I skim through them and I'm like, well, do I want to read that or not? Thank you, Enemy Warlock, for the first tip of the day, a $5 tip. I received an incredibly generous $50 tip this morning from D-Man. He says, your detractors lost all accountability. They've been peddling for years. At this point, you spend all of your tip money on mobile games, extravagant dinners. Now they're saying you somehow bought an expensive car, but they can't explain how you'd be able to pay bills if you're insanely blowing out all of your money. Obviously, it's clear they won't stop until you're homeless. That's their sick goal. Congrats on the new PC, and allow me to reach your goal for your first stream. Thank you to D-Man for a $50 tip. I appreciate that very, very much. Yeah, you tell me, because again, their narrative only works to a certain extent because I won't entertain it, correct? So now I've just stayed silent and said, whatever, you say whatever you want for years. Now the narrative doesn't seem to work anymore if everything they're saying is true. So it's like either they're wrong or they're wrong. There's no situation where they can actually be right. Right? There's no way that with the money that I make on my streams that I could be buying a car, buying a PC, buying a webcam, buying a Victrix joystick, and then spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on mobile games. It can't happen. So the narrative is flawed. It never was true. It's shit that they've been fabricating for years on their own bullshit. They circle jerk themselves so hard in their circles of bullshit that they just believe the bullshit. They forget that this could be true, but it's circumstantial. This could be true, or it could be completely fabricated, but we have no evidence either way, so we'll just assume it's true. They forget that because they just want to believe. If you want to believe something, it doesn't matter how much you are presented evidence to the contrary, you'll still believe it. You understand? So there's no point. So I just sat here and said, I'm just going to be quiet and do my own thing and let them destroy themselves. And now they're getting to the point, they've pretty much done it, right? Like, they don't have an argument anymore. How could you say all this stuff is true? It doesn't even make any fucking sense. Make it make sense. Did I win the lotto? Do you have evidence I won the fucking lotto? That'll be the next thing. We found evidence Phil won the lotto. Sure. Go find that too. Go for it. And then they'll believe it, right? They're so stupid. Okay. So thank you, D-Man. With that, let's go to glasses time. I mean, that's true. If I was wealthy, why would I be streaming 6 days a week full time exactly? Right? Honestly, Okay. I'll shoot another dollar tip. What would you do if the PC comes in with keyloggers? It's a brand new boxed PC straight from the manufacturer, right? Or from, the company that makes these pre-builts or whatever. This is not, Rich from Review Tech USA mailed me a PC that's used. It's in-box new. What are you talking about? If it has keyloggers in it, I'll sue the manufacturer of the PC and I'll be fucking rich. I'll make millions of dollars. There's your answer. I'll be filthy rich. Okay, what's up, Game Boy? How are you today? Baba Bo did a super chat and says, what do you think of the word dent? The word dent? There's nothing wrong with the word dent. It means what? To have an impact or something? I have dents in my car right now. Fine. Now, if you use it in a very negative way against a human, that's messed up. Like my detractors use it all the time. In awful, awful ways. And people don't even realize what it means. Do you want to know how they use it? They use it as a phrase that says, essentially, you were dropped on your head as a kid, so you have a dent in your head. So basically, you're slow and have mental incapacitation because you were dropped on your head. And the insinuation that my detractors make is that if you watch and really enjoy Phil's content, you must be slow, right? If you were to actually go to Phil's content and like it so much that you would want to contribute to keep it going, oh, you must be mentally incapacitated. So they call them, you're a dent, okay? That's insanely offensive. Insanely offensive to say something like that, especially in the modern day. You know, you can't be joking like that anymore. It's not even a joke. It's a outright insult. All right. So no, I don't support it. I think it's messed up. And listen, I know that probably other people use the term as well. Maybe even people in this community. I don't use it. You know that. I don't use it at all. I'm not going to call people that or insult them. You've never heard me insult someone and say that, right? I'm not going to. I think that's really low. It's messed up. I can't stop other people from saying it, you know? But what I know what's happened is people have been flipping stuff on its head. Like, people are now saying exactly. The detractors are now the Detractors. And I'm like, you know, it's kind of like, it's karma. They've been using the offensive term for so long. Now people are turning the offensive term against them, and it fits better than how they were using it. It literally fits better because it sounds like the word that they were called to begin with. So it's like, that's your fault. You used the word, and now it's being turned towards you, and now you look like jackasses. Now you got to live with it. You know, I'm not going to use the term because I do find it offensive. Okay? It's that simple. Everyone, Darkside Phil here. The only detractor channel that I watch is Doody Streams.